everybody, Brian here from quantlabs.net. So I'm just finishing off my last verification on my testing of software frameworks and technology choices that I want to move forward with in terms of my trading system. So we've done the Redis, we've done the C++ and Linux, Ubuntu specifically with Intel TBB. So the last piece is the one that I have talked about a few months ago regarding Mac OS, Apple technology with Xcode, and specifically the new programming language from Apple, which is open source, called Swift. So let's talk a little bit about that to bring you up to date. Alright, so if you come under my playlist, just look for Apple Tech. I know it's not a popular topic, but I've done my analysis on Android versus the Apple iOS technologies, which one's more secure, and it's pretty evident to me that the iOS is definitely the way to go. And with a lot of that backdoor stuff that Google Android can have, I am not too feeling safe with Android. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how fast Apple's Swift has come along under the TOB. I guess it's called, I don't know what it's called, but you can see here Swift is now number 14. It's been on the rise. It's only a 2-year language, so it's getting up there in popularity. And another one that I found a few days ago, I think it's the IEE programming languages, this one as well for 2016. So here you'll see that Go is up there in the top 10, but R is doing well, C Sharp's doing well, but here's what was mentioned about Apple Swift. So Google Go just beating out Apple Swift for inclusion in the top 10. Swift's rise to it is impressive as it jumped 5 positions to 11th place last year when it first entered the rankings. So it just shows you the momentum that this language has. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that PCs are dying off, so desktop applications are dying off. So I like to stick with things that are in the future. That's what I'm planning to do. So because this is all Apple technology, we've got the Xcode here. And I just want to show you some of the recent apps that I've seen that can be used. So I've got this one called SwiftStock. Let me just pull it up here. And here is a bunch that I've been playing with. Some work, some don't work out of the box, which is fine. I'm going to show you this one called SwiftStock, which is already loaded up in my Xcode, the IDE from Apple. So if I do a play on it, brings up the simulator because this is for iOS devices like iPhone. In this case, it's on the iPhone 6 Plus. And it's a cool little app. There's no dependencies. The charting's nothing exciting, but considering how Apple is Swift is fairly new at this, it's kind of interesting to see how it is panning out. Now, I do know it could take a while for this to load up. Let me try it again. Okay. It goes into a debug session. We don't want debugging, we want full-on execution here. Okay. So, strange. Oh, there we go. That's why. Okay, so I think the data comes in from Yahoo. So I can pull up any stock I guess I want for 5 day, 10 day, month, 1 year, so on and so forth. Obviously, you got some statistics here that you probably typically find on Yahoo. Now, this is a kind of a neat little app that you can use as a basis for a front-end application I want to have. Let me just try type in another. I'll do Facebook or something, and then you can see how it's not bad. Okay, let me try up one of these options. I think this is, it crashes. Yeah, it crashes. Or no, it doesn't crash, but I just want to show that to you. Now, some other apps that I want to show you is one called N-Chart 3D. Nothing exciting, but let me see if I can pull up the samples here. So we have here Objective-C, which is the older version. We have Swift samples. We have Xamarin. Let me just pull up my, well, there's only two applications, two examples I want to show you here. Actually, it's three. Alright, so continuing along, we've got three applications I want to show you here in N-Chart 3D, multiple charts. So I'm going to load up this one. Okay, and we'll play it. Okay, there we go. There we go. So what we got here is, I'm not going to worry about the license key. This is a demo. We have three different types of charts here. Obviously, we have a histogram, we have a line chart, and another chart here. So that's just one example, something that I plan to use. As I said, these aren't really earth-shattering, but for Swift, these are fairly good because they're fairly new. Where's my other one? So there's streaming available in this product as well, in Chart 3D. So we'll load up that one, and just thought I'd show them to you. These are the useful ones, I think, that could be just that useful. So I guess data is being streamed into this chart. You can see how it kind of refreshes or renders quite nicely. So that's another useful one. Okay, the last one is the time axis. This is more for 3D. Okay, let's pull up that one. There we are. Okay. So again, I don't know Swift at all. I just want to see these examples in action. So managed to do that. And here's the 3D one. So, you know, it can be useful. And you can play a little video and all that. Okay, that's for N-Charts. So that's one area that's important. Another product is called N-Grid. So this one's more for rows, like a table format. There's lots of examples in here, as you can see. I'll just pull up a couple here. Again, these are not exciting, but they can be useful. So if you have data coming in, you want to display it in a tabular form, this obviously can be pretty good. So if I do a rotate, something like that, so that can be kind of useful. I think the way it looks is the developing of this in Swift is not as easy. Let's try to resize. Show you a couple more. Okay. Oh, I see. So you can resize the columns. I think that's what you can do. Yeah, that's what you can do. All right, nothing exciting, but just wanted to show these to you. Now, in terms of the SwiftStock, that is open source. You can get that on GitHub. This one, the Nchart 3D, is not cheap. So there's the Nchart 3D as well as the Ngrid are from the same vendor, and if you look at the pricing, not sure if this is a perpetual, like you pay this every year, it's just a one-time deal. Bundle license, 1 year email support. Plus, look at it here. You can get the Nchart 3D for OS 10 as well as the iOS, and then there's Ngrid for just iOS apps, $9.99. So that's not cheap, but just wanted to give you some of the ideas. I'm going for front-end apps specifically for iOS devices from Apple. Hopefully this will help you out later.